Yo, what up? It's your man Kirk State 1212. We're going to come through, and today we're going to talk about old school DJs, new DJs, future DJs, and anything else in between, right? And specifically, we're going to talk about motherfucking hardware, software, vinyl, and all of that, okay?
Kirk State.
So, yo, if you already know, you know what I'm saying? So, check this out. Been DJing for a minute, right? And I used to carry crates. I used to do the house parties with the sweat, with the carrying the records, loading up, putting the records in the backseat of the car, putting the records in the minivan, putting the speakers in the minivan, etc., etc. Renting sound systems from Bill's Music House and all of that here in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Uh, 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 all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the art of the old school. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the blood, sweat, and tears. And literally, yeah, blood sometimes because it was always people out there willing to take from the DJ, right? Physically, strong arming and all that shit, right? But we wasn't having that. So my thing is now getting tired, right? Of hearing if you see somebody with a little DJ controller, right? Let's pull it out the archives right here. You see somebody with this, right? Newmark DJ go to, right? You see somebody with this, right? On YouTube, on Facebook, or whatever, right? And there's always in the comments, some bum got something to say, right? They claim oh man, that ain't no real DJing. What part of DJing is this, right? I literally seen that. What part of DJing is this, right? Is DJing. Because guess what? It doesn't matter, right? And I always notice that the people that talk the most had the least to show, right? It's not constructive criticism. It's just plain old uh misunderstanding or just hatred or whatever, right? Because somebody can come up on this, right? And get 10,000 views, right? Sell mixtapes and all of that, right? Maybe even go on tour, right? Be a tour DJ on the Chitlin circuit, you know what I'm saying? And then you always got somebody in the comments saying, oh man, that ain't real DJing, right? And I remember when, so well, I wouldn't say Serato, but when what was it called? Scratch Live or whatever it was, uh 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 it was called something else, right? Whenever it came out, a lot of people was like, DJing on a record that makes a noise, but then it sounds like vinyl. I ain't doing that shit. Yeah, okay, right? And a lot of well-known DJs that you know today, right, from the '80s, early '90s, they all wasn't trying to hear it. But when they literally got it in their hands and seen the technology, they changed their minds. They embraced it, right? So fast forward today, 2020, 2000, let's say 2020. Fast forward 2020. It's 2021, right? The pandemic happens, right? So you got all these bedroom DJs getting all the attention, and the so-called old school DJs, the vinyl DJs, wasn't feeling none of that, right? So now we in this whole weird space, right? People barking at each other. Oh man, that's not real DJ, and it doesn't matter. And you know what? It does not matter because if you were from the old school '80s, '90s, carrying crates and all of that, this right here is a blessing, my guy. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? All of this Serato, all that's a blessing. You know, and it's like driving a 4-speed Toyota all your life, right? And then all of a sudden, 15 years later, 20 years later, you get to drive a automatic Corvette or something, right? And you're like, well, damn, now I see what I was missing. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, the digital age has brought in the age of more creativity, right? So you used to have people like the Latin Rascals, Mantronic, Arthur Baker, right? They would make these edits and these remixes of music, right? Back in the day on records, on late night mix shows, right? They had all the studio equipment, sampling back in the days, and using tape and splicing and pause mixing, if you know what that is, right? Take all of that, right? Now you can do all of that with a controller. Now you can do all of that with Serato, right? With 2 turntables, right? So I don't understand where the hate is coming from with some people not wanting to embrace the culture, not wanting to embrace the technology, right? Because it was all about the technology, right? It was all about the next move, right? I remember when I was young and I had uncles and they hated rap or whatever, right? But guess what? In the 90s, they learned to love it. You know what I'm saying? They learned to love it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of what I would just want to get to the bottom of, a lot of you old head fake ass bedroom DJs, when you hate on the new technology, only thing you're doing is you're telling on your fucking self, right? You're telling on yourself. You're telling your age, right? Which isn't a bad thing, right? Because I'm an old school DJ, whatever you OG DJ, whatever you want to call me, right? All y'all guys are telling on yourself, right? All you have to do is listen when somebody complains, right? Oh man, that's not real DJing. Guess what? All that's telling you is that they never left their basement. They never left grandma's attic. They never left their block. Excuse that, right? That's what that tells you. Because if they left their block, if they left their basement, the grandma's attic and all of that, and fast forward 25 years later, they would love this stuff the same way I've come to love it and I've come to embrace it. I can do a Latin Rascal Styles remix on the fly, man. No pausing, no nothing. Just hit it up, bam. Or I could go to Serato Studio, make my own remixes. Right? What's the new DJ algorithm thing, right? Take out the instrumentals, leave the vocal, make your own remixes on the fly. And I can understand if you're a so-called old school DJ, why you would hate on that. So that's my 2 cents. It's your man Kirk State. And I just had to put that out there, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you old heads, man, or you a fake ass old head, right? That's what you are. Because you're just telling on yourself that you never left the house. You never made $1 off the DJ game. You never did none of that. All you do now is sit back and talk about what you used to do, which wasn't nothing, right? Because if you used to do it for real, you would be embracing the technology. You will be showing your creativity through the technology, right? Because what people used to do back in the day with the Rock Raiders, Scratch Bastards, and all of that, you can do that plus whatever the new technology brings, right? With cue points, making a playlist. You don't have to. Back in the day, people used to stack records on top of each other and DJ battles, right? So now you don't have to go through all of that. You can have your playlist. You don't have to stack 6-7 records on each turntable, right? And put tape on there and all that shit. Now you can do the playlist and the Serato in your computer, right? Have your edits ready, have your remixes ready, and do some amazing shit in 15 minutes on the fly. Like I said, it's your man Kirk State. Keep your eye open for the haters and the people that claim that they're old school vinyl heads. They don't own no records. They might own like 10 records. You know what I'm saying? And then they on Facebook telling you that you're not a real DJ because you show your artistic ability through controllers, through Serato, etc. Peace. I'm out, man.